Crosscom activated.
Hi, I'm Adrian Lacey, Coordinator for Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and this is the introduction in our first installment of Development Diaries. The Crosscom device is driven by satellite technology. It has been developed by the US military to help positioning on the battlefield for soldiers. In Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, we've introduced this into the heads-up display. That's the HUD. This allows the players to have extra intel whilst fighting street to street in Mexico City. Crosscom is a revolutionary new feature to Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. It appears on the left-hand side of the HUD and allows the player to see what his other team members are seeing in real time. This is a first for Ghost Recon and allows the player more situational awareness on the battlefield. You are embodying the soldier of the future, and using unmanned air support drones, now you can actually fly over Mexico City and see what your enemy's up to before they even know you're coming.
Moving to position.
Let's go!
Acknowledge, Captain.
Firing! The Narcom is actually an extension of the Crosscom. It acts as a secondary window which allows the player to receive additional intel. Intel in the form of support forces or from other generals that aren't actually on the battlefield. You don't actually control the players in the Narcom. However, it does give you added resources in terms of intelligence, which will help you in your fight. The most impressive thing about the Narcom is actually the news flashes, because then you can actually see what's happening on the outside world and not just what's happening in front of you on the battlefield.
We've got visual on two-towed anti-tank batteries. They've locked our tanks up. Now setting a new objective, eliminate the two anti-tank batteries.
In terms of gameplay, the Crosscoms adds a whole new depth. Basically now you'll be able to see what your other players are seeing and cycle through them and get a bird's eye view of what they've got to see around in the next corner, what's waiting for them. It also allows you to see for the first time what unmanned support drones are seeing. This will give you added situational awareness on the battlefield and give you a huge advantage over other enemies. This is a very innovative new feature, and it really allows us to push the power of the Xbox 360.
APCs are en route, so we'll need you to provide clear passage. We need a hole, Captain. A big one.
Light them up! Crosscom activated.
One of the foundations of Ghost Recon is to recreate realism. The IWS gear is just another element that we've added into the game in order to give the player a little glimpse of what the future of US military combat is going to be like. In 2010, the US military will introduce the IWS system. We've reproduced it for you now, and now you're going to get a chance to have a play.
Future Force Warrior program was first introduced in Ghost Recon 2 as an integrated warfighter system. This was the mode that you played in Lone Wolf mode, when you went out alone and tackled enemies using new technology. All the systems that are being developed for the Future Force Warrior program are designed to make the soldiers have a clear advantage on the battlefield, and you're going to see this in the game. The things that make the soldiers more survivable, more lethal, more flexible, and have more situational awareness are going to translate into game elements that you're going to be able to play with. Now, the key things that you're going to have is intelligence. Intelligence wins the battle. If you know where your enemies are, you can destroy them. And this comes out in the different high-tech elements that you're going to be able to play with in Advanced Warfighter. The goal of the Future Force Warrior program is to make the soldiers more efficient, more survivable, and more lethal on tomorrow's battlefield. The first thing you're going to notice is the ballistic assault helmet with the integrated Crosscom monocle. Not only does this equipment provide protection for the soldier, but it has a suite of electronics to give him the latest intel in the battlefield arena.
In order to reproduce the integrated warfighter system, what we do is we actually put someone in the suit, we then put a series of points across his body, stick him in a circle, and then take a series of photographs. This allows us to create a cloud of points that we can then capture in 3D Max and reproduce the suit identically. The power of the Xbox 360 gives a whole new sense of realism and feeling of authenticity that the player has never encountered before. Get ready for the future of gaming. Get ready for Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Light them up!
Fox 3, we're at the safe house. The president is secure. Repeat, the president is...
Right! Fox 3, come in. Do you copy? Command, this is Ghost Leader. Fox 3 is down. We're taking heavy fire.
The unthinkable has happened.
Enemy vehicles are leaving the area. We believe they've got the president.
The impossible has become reality.
Can you confirm?
Negative. We've got our hands full.
Now, our finest soldiers are locked in a desperate struggle for survival.
We need help here.
This is Raptor 1. Keep your head down. That's a kill, but you better get those boys out of there.
Go stand by for evac. We need you to stop those vehicles.
Copy that. Go! Move out.
They are surrounded.
Damn it! Crosscom is down. Repeat, Crosscom is
Ghost,
down.
do you copy? Come in.
They are outnumbered.
They're in everywhere.
But they are the ghosts, and they are the finest soldiers the world has ever known.
All right, Ghost, this is it. We're gonna make our stand right here. Move to rally point. Regroup.
Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. In stores March 9th. Rated T for teen.
The U.S. Army does not endorse or promote Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, but they do have a healthy interest in seeing that we are representing the U.S. Army, and it's in their interest to see that that's done in a good way.
The Future Force Warrior program was developed in response to looking at that next generation soldier. I mean, we understood that, the soldiers walking around in the battle space with other vehicles and aircraft that have great standoff, great range, great capability. What we wanted to be able to do was migrate that to the individual soldier. So, as I have kind of coined the term, create an F-16 on legs, giving the individual soldier the same type of technology and capabilities that aircraft and vehicles have. The development of the Future Force Warrior has actually been going on for a number of years. We have constantly been looking at inserting technology onto the dismounted soldier. The issue has always been weight and power. And in the last 5 to 6 years, we've seen a dramatic decrease in wearable computer weight, for example. The Future Force Warrior program actually started around 2003 with the end state of going to an advanced technology demonstration in 2007 and then starting to field the Future Force Warrior system to our Army by 2010. That soldier will be part of a digital network that will allow he or she to talk to every other soldier, platform, unmanned, or manned vehicle, whether it be on the ground or in the air, and exchange data back and forth. The soldier will be able to see in day and night, greater standoff with weapons capability, redesigned body armor load carriage system that gives a soldier a greater protection against enemy ammunition or threat inside the battle space.
The U.S. Army itself, with the Natick Soldier Center, interacts with us in an authenticity capacity. When we talk about the Future Force Warrior, they want to make sure that it is represented as correctly as possible. And when we do the integrated warfighter system, they want to give us some pointers and things like that to make sure that we're not going totally off in the wrong direction.
Nowadays, there are a lot of different military games out there. And while other development studios, if they were, say, modeling an AT-4 anti-tank weapon, might find pictures off the internet or in books, or maybe work off a model like this for reference, here at Red Storm, we just have an actual AT-4 to work off of.
Over the years, we've developed a number of relationships with military gear suppliers. These companies provide us with the real-life gear to work from for reference. When our character guys are working on the Serpa Blackhawk holster, they actually have that in their hands that they can look at, and they can get the colors off of, and they can see what the textures are like and feel it. They can put a Beretta M9 in it and see how it functions and everything like that, so that their understanding of these things they're not just looking at pictures off the internet to create this. They've actually got the real gear to work from.
In the Ghost Recon universe, not all the characters are going to have the advanced Warfighter system. This gunner features the Safariland holster, which we were able to use actual gear provided to us by the suppliers.
This is some of the stuff we're doing for the IWS system. These are some of the headgear that some of the soldiers have been wearing.
The Integrated Warfighter system is our in-game version of the Future Force Warrior. It was inspired by the real thing. We're able to adjust things slightly to make a better gameplay experience versus what might be real life, or we're able to extrapolate what we think might be the final version of this system. At the time that we made Ghost Recon 2, the Future Force Warrior program had not yet defined what the hand protection was going to be in terms of gloves. So we went ahead and chose the Black Hawk Hellstorm Fury gloves for our character to wear.
We like these gloves because they've got this break and rake knuckle protection. They've also got a surface on the inside that really helps ensure a good grip on the weapon and everything.
In a lot of movies and video games about modern soldiers, you'll see the basic battle dress uniform, or BDU. Well, the battle dress uniform for the Ghosts in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is a whole new animal. This thing is really designed down to every stitch to be exactly what the soldier needs in those high stress, high movement, high heat environments. It's very tight fitting and sort of formed to the soldier so that the Ghosts can move quickly. They don't have to worry about getting snagged on things in the environment and stuff like that. The shirt itself, which is the Cry Precision Combat shirt, has actual moisture wicking fabric that covers the torso of the soldier, and they have integrated elbow pads. The pants have integrated knee pads. They have a waist disposal zipper, and they also have zippers down each side, which means that if a soldier gets injured or something like that, they can very quickly access those injuries. The Cry Precision armor chassis system is the main armor piece that you see on the Ghosts in the game. The armor plates actually don't sit right up against the soldier, they stand off a little bit. The advantages of this is that air can pass behind the plates, allowing for some passive cooling. It also means when those plates are impacted by things like fragmentation or bullet rounds, they actually have somewhere to move to other than into the soldier's body.
For gameplay, the Cry Precision chassis allows the soldier a higher degree of survivability in the actual game, so you can take more damage on your character.
The chassis system is configurable, not just in that you can add other armor plates, but you can also change the size of it. By moving some cinch straps, he can make it bigger or smaller to fit his actual body.
We're very lucky in that here at the Natick Soldier Center, we're responsible for the science and technology that goes into everything the soldier wears, carries, consumes, lives in, and lands to the ground safely under. We actually did the first load carriage study in the Army since roughly about 1943, and we found that our soldiers are wearing upwards of 120 pounds of external load. That's just gear. We have taken a conscious approach to really kind of strip the soldier down to skin and then build that soldier skin in and skin out, allowing the soldier to be lighter, more lethal, and more capable. I can't walk into an 18-year-old's room, whether that 18-year-old be a soldier or be a civilian, and not find an Xbox, a PlayStation 2, a computer, a PDA, a cell phone, a BlackBerry, for example. Well, those same individuals are our soldiers. So they are very not only excited, but welcoming of the fact that we're inserting that technology and giving that capability to the individual soldier.
The whole system is also designed for comfort so that it feels good and it wears at the right places on the soldier's body, and also to distribute weight evenly. You can see that the soldier's pouches are now mounted directly onto the vest. There's no extra load carriage system that's going on top of it. Something else that Cry Precision incorporated into the chassis is something called the stock lock. And what this allows is for the soldier's weapon to actually have somewhere to rest, where they can set the stock of the weapon and not have to worry about it sliding off and things like that.
A soldier is nothing without some footwear. The Integrated Warfighter system features the Oakley Elite SI Special Forces Assault Boot.
This boot is actually currently in use by the U.S. Special Forces. It's got a special sole design and a special type of rubber that gives really good grip over a wide range of different surfaces.
Artisan is the company that has been working with the Natick Soldier Center to develop the headwear or the helmet for the Future Force Warrior system. On one side of the helmet, it's got a camera. This helps the cross-comm show those real-time images. On the other side, it's got a laser designator for when you need to paint a target to be taken out with artillery or missile strikes or whatever. It's got a ballistic shell, which will take fragmentation and 9mm. And it also has a ballistic lens, which will withstand fragmentation, which was developed in conjunction with Oakley. And that pops up and pops down as needed by the soldier. An additional feature of the Artisan helmet is that it actually has the antenna for the communication system woven into the shell, so the soldier does not have to have a separate antenna sticking up anywhere else off his body. The Integrated Warfighter System's cross-comm monocle is the blue thing you see over one eye on the actual soldiers in the game. This is implemented in the gameplay as far as the soldier's view in the upper left-hand corner in the little window where the player gets information. They also are able to see what their other soldiers on the field are seeing. That's through the camera mount on the side of the helmet. And they're able to give orders to those other soldiers or do things like call for help. If you're in a firefight, your team member can actually look and see, I'm getting shot from this direction, check out my cross-comm. They can see your view. You can give them a call for help and they'll get an icon on their screen that will tell them where you are so they can come track you down and come help you. You can order drones, you can order artillery strikes, and other friendly elements on the battlefield can be ordered and given things to do through this very simple interface. The great thing about this cross-comm is that it's happening in real time. You're actually getting information, you're giving orders, you're telling other battlefield elements to do things right then. It's not some pre-recorded experience. This is happening, it's under your command, and it's going on right then during the gameplay. You'll notice that the entire system is pretty much covered in a camouflage pattern called multicam. Multicam was developed by Cry Precision in cooperation with the Natick Soldier Center. It gives really good overall general sort of blend-in abilities on both just the regular visual range and also in the infrared spectrum. What that means for gameplay is that the ghosts blend in better, they're harder to see, and therefore more difficult to kill and track. The main weapon used by the Ghosts in Ghost Recon 3 is the MRC, or Modular Rifle Caseless. The advantages of caseless are that the round does not have the big brass piece attached to it, which basically carries the propellant. The propellant is in a package right behind the projectile, and it all burns off as the projectile is fired out of the gun, so you have no shell casing shooting out the side. The Cry MRC has a 50-round magazine, and it fires 900 rounds per minute. The internal workings of the Cry MRC are designed to be dirt simple, so there are as few moving pieces as possible. The modularity of the rifle means that there can be many different versions of it. There'll be a version with a top-mounted gun camera so that the player can use it to look over structures and fire from behind cover. This MRC is equipped with a 40mm underbarrel grenade launcher. It's fired from a secondary trigger right here under the main trigger, and it fires these 40mm grenades. They load into the chamber and they can come in a variety of different configurations from high explosive to anti-personnel. This was designed by Cry Precision as a mock-up. We've taken it to the real battlefield in Ghost Recon 3 so that people have a chance to actually use this weapon that has not yet actually had any combat experience. The relationship with the various military contacts is really fantastic. I mean, in the end, you are able to interact with people who are putting their lives on the line every day to protect you and I. They're fantastic people. They're always willing to help, and they have a great interest in seeing what they do and what they use to perform their duties represented as realistically as we possibly can within the constraints of time and technical constraints.
We are developing the Future Force Warrior for roughly the 2010 timeframe. That being said, we know that there are technologies that are going to mature faster, and we're going to try to put those in the field earlier. However, we're not going to rest on our laurels, and we're looking at that next generation. What we hope to see in that soldier system, is really what we see in science fiction movies and that we've read about in books. A self-encapsulated soldier, very streamlined, potentially one uniform system that does it all. Integration of nanotechnology, not only for camouflage, but also body armor capability. The mating of the exoskeleton that saw great popularity in the Aliens films is actually a program that's being pursued inside the Department of Defense now, so they don't have to be so concerned about load for the individual soldier. Not to mention I can move larger things around that I myself wouldn't be able to do with my own body weight. Advanced fuel cell technologies, for example, that give soldier a greater battery life in more of a traditional sense, as well as greater situational awareness. You know, we want to be able to put radar that would normally be an aircraft at the individual soldier level so that that soldier can see in 360 degrees all the time. I make the analogy. The Future Force Warrior is the F-16 on legs. That being said, the next generation soldier, which we now call the Future Warrior concept, will be our F-117 stealth fighter.
In the year 2013, combat as we know it has evolved. Using cross-comm helmet technology, one question is left to be answered. What would you do if you had a cross-comm?
Oh man, if I had a cross-comm, let me tell you, I'd hook video games up to it. That way I could play video games anywhere I want. Whoa! Hey, let's go to the library, huh? Pew, 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 pew. I gotcha! I almost beat my high scores! Oh shoot.
Hello. Stop.
I'm almost done.
You have to take it outside right now.
I almost beat the game.
Did you hear me?
I almost beat the game.
Okay, I'm gonna have to call the police then.
Oh, I'm sorry. Game over.
I'm a movie critic, and if I had a cross-comm, I'd send the drone to the theater to watch those boring artsy films while I stay home and watch hilarious internet videos.
I am the only one professional enough in the room to handle it. Oh! It's okay. It's okay. You okay? Now you see that? You see how accidents happen? They happen.
What would I do if I had a cross-comm? Yeah, copy that, Denise. Just give me 1 second. If I had a cross-comm, I'd have the drone launch the place, you know?
I guess I could set my helmet down here for a few minutes. I mean, especially for some donuts!
You gotta register Recon.com, register Recon.com,
I make a critically acclaimed series of advanced warfare video games.
In the year 2013, combat as we know it has evolved. Using cross-comm helmet technology, one question is left to be answered. What would you do if you had a cross-comm?
With my cross-comm, I'd use drone monitoring camera technology to find out how the light inside my refrigerator turns off. I totally got it! I knew you got me! You got me! You did!
I knew it.
You
I
did!
totally
You know, most
called
people
it.
think it's just a switch that turns the light off. You know? No, you didn't think
No,
that?
I knew.
You
I
didn't
knew
think
the whole
that?
time, man.
That's
It's not even.
Oh,
I always
boy, you're a
suspected
sharp
no.
cookie. You're a.
I'm always working. When do I watch TV? Well, now that I got the cross-comm, whenever I want. I love this show.
Hey!
Oh my god! Hey. Oh, this show is great!
Hi, I'm an advertising executive, and if I had cross-comm, I'd sell advertising to all my clients.
All right, come on, Alex! Kick the ball! Pass it! Hey! Hey, hey! Hey! I can't see!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd still make those video games I was talking about.
Alright, Ghosts, listen up. This is Ghost Leader. Give me your status. Over.
This is Ghost 2. Crosscom shows possible target. Bearing 130. Tracking.
Copy that. Can you rate the target? Over.
Stand by. I do not have a frontal view, but possibly a 9. Over.
Copy that.
Stand by, Ghost Leader. Stand by. What the? Abort! Abort! Code red! It's a dude! My eyes! I swear I'm going blind! I'm going blind, I tell you! Oh, the humanity!
Man down! Come in, Ghost 2. Come in. Do you copy?
The horror! The horror!